We finished in part 1 of this series with a focus on the 64th condemned proposition by St. Pius X in Lamentabili Sane. While many Catholics may be aware of these 65 condemnations, fewer know that the main catalyst for this syllabus, along with the landmark encyclical Pascendi, was the popular French priest Father Alfred Loisy. Many were being led by the modernist spirit, seeking to free the scriptures from their supposed error, exposed by the latest interpretations of discoveries in geology and archaeology. However, this priest led the charge, which reveals that the heart of modernism is a disdain for the historicity of Holy Writ, especially Genesis. Before being excommunicated in 1908, Father Loisy listed 5 propositions that summed up his biblical criticism. Here are 3 of those 5 propositions. 1. Denial of the Mosaic authorship of the Pentateuch. 2. The denial of the first 5 chapters of Genesis as literal history. 3. That as regards natural science, the scriptures do not rise above the opinions of the time in which the books were composed. Demonstrating this focus of disregarding the literalness of Genesis, Father Loisy wrote in 1892, "Someday it will be a matter for astonishment, at least so I should hope, that a Catholic university professor was adjudged a dangerous character for having said in the year of grace 1892 that the narratives of the first chapters of Genesis are not to be taken as literal history, and that the pretended agreement of the Bible with natural science is a rather poor joke." Well, it is no joking matter for the Catholic of goodwill to notice that St. Pius X is citing protection of not only Catholic dogma, formerly defined doctrine, but also Catholic doctrine. In other words, the supposed progress of the sciences cannot be used as a pretext even for the change of Catholic teaching or doctrine that has not been formally defined, but has the universal teaching of the fathers and doctors through the centuries. And St. Pius X has of all areas of doctrinal focus, creation. Even though the faithful have over 1,900 years of continual and constant teaching by the Church on creation, so-called scientific progress is reason enough for certain elements within the Church to demand a change in her interpretation. Thankfully, this anti-Catholic approach is condemned by Pope St. Pius X. Therefore, even when doctrine is not formally defined, popes, bishops, theologians, and others cannot change the direction of the Church's interpretation pertaining to doctrine, with centuries and even millennia of consistent interpretation. Before the Catholic Church formally defined the dogmatic teachings of the real presence of Christ in the Eucharist in 1215, and even more fully and precisely in 1551, what Catholic would deny the real presence? The temerity to deny the real presence before the formal definition is similar to the temerity to deny the creation doctrines of Holy Mother Church. In our next video, this anti-Catholic approach is condemned both within the Church and without by 2 titans of orthodoxy.